Knights Academy. Training's in session.
Well, his thing.
Yeah, can you tell me more about the estate itself? Like, surrounding area? Does it have a front yard?
You're looking at the front yard. It is built into the cliff face itself. Let me show you where on the island it is. Alright. Alright, so on the island itself, it is situated right here. I'll draw a thing there so you can see. Right there.
Beautiful.
Not near that large, obviously, but it's located in that section. The only way to get to it is by boat, as of right now. So you will have to hire somebody to take you out there. It technically does include extra property with it. Because it is not just the estate, it's the estate and surrounding property. It's the property right about in there is what it includes. The building itself is right there. I had to zoom in so I could draw it better.
Right. Is that like basic forest or farmland?
Mostly cliffside. It's not going to be farmable. There is some forest land with it. It is considered, even though it is so close to civilization, one of the more wild coves on the island. And you actually, because you now are a noble, you have access to to city records, some city records. So you could actually do some research on it if you'd like. If you'd like to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, first off, there is cave systems around there. They actually use some of the cave systems to build the house. It's literally carved out of the hillside for the most part. It was built about 20 years after the separation of the lands, so it's been there for about 80 years. And it's had several owners since then. Currently, the current owner does not even live on the island and has not been back to the island in 10 years. And has basically donated the property to the city because they don't want to return and they don't want to deal with it.
Is there any record of one of the previous owners using that cave system to mine for, like minerals and raw materials?
Some of the other cave systems, perhaps, but there's not really a dedicated record for that. If there is, it's probably in people's personal logs. The information you do get about the house from there, though, is most of the people that have owned this house have had illegal activities running out of it. It was built close to Seaport, but far enough away that it wasn't in guards' purview, so they don't actually patrol that area. So it ends up getting used for a lot of smuggling, is what it's been used for. They are aware of, you can tell looking at it that they are aware of your guys' past and everything, and so they are probably keeping a closer eye on you, giving you this property, but they could also be just doing it to set you up, to continue to force you guys to work for them, because you've been very beneficial to them so far. There is a lot of the cave system there has not been explored in its fullness yet, because they haven't had a lot of time to do so. No dwarves have been interested in getting out there yet for it. There is some of the area of the land that is usable, but not by farming. So there is potential out there. You just got to figure out what it is.
Is there a copy of the estate blueprints, like the building blueprints, that I could get on hand?
Yes, there is.
Okay, because I think I'm gonna want that when I get there and start taking a look around.
Hold on a second. I will give you the blueprints. Okay.
it lovely?
It's the most pretty house I've ever seen.
Just give me 1 second.
Hey Matt, when do our strength and dexterity and all that stuff go up?
You get ability score modifiers, 4th, 8th, 12th. It bases off your character class. You actually look cute in that.
Happy Meal. It's the best gift you can get.
Hells to the yeah.
It's actually very uncomfortable.
It really is.
It needs a nose piece. Well, it's all plastic on the nose, and so it just sits on it.
Oh god, yeah, that's terrible. I've
All
worn
right.
glasses most of my life. That just sounds terrible.
There we go.
Yay, extra attack.
It's just gonna take a second to set it all up for you.
Lies.
I can't. Yeah, it's gonna take more than a second. I can't just copy the other one because there's stuff in there already that I don't want you guys to see.
What?
You
Copy
should
what?
have known that,
I should have forethought that. Yeah, I didn't. There's level 1. So you have the top-down view. Make sure I get the right one. The next one.
The exterior and something more internal without the roof.
Do you want? Let's see. Do you want it to go like top view, second floor, first floor, basement? I'm gonna do it that way. I'm just gonna do it. I hope I said that one right. Okay, so you got the second and the first floor in there, and give me a second for the basement. That chair is so broken.
I know.
Did it snap on you earlier? Because it's more broken than last time I was sitting in it.
Yeah. Well, actually, it didn't break on me. You had both kids charge at the chair at once.
That makes more sense.
That's why we've been hanging out downstairs more often. Are you talking about right here on the left side?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting on this. It was actually getting uncomfortable.
I know.
Alright, there you go. That is your estate.
Yeah. Perfect. Because, well, I suppose I can let you know now because it's not going to be any kind of a secret. When I get there to actually start taking a look at the place, my curiosity is going to be where are the different entrances to the cave and how does the cave system correlate with the building itself?
There is no cave
preferably-
entrances to the from the building itself anymore.
I knew
They've sealed them off.
Right, but is there like a an entrance into the cave that is like somewhere on the outside, whether it's on the surface above the estate itself or like in the side of the cliff or something?
Side of the cliff, above the estate, to the side of the estate. None of them are on sea level.
Right.
Not that you've seen.
One of
Or
the
not
things
that
that
you
I'm gonna, something I'm eventually going to do is go through the cave system, and based off of the blueprints and where I'm entering the cave system at, am I passing like closely to any of the walls of the estate?
You would need to have engineering rolls for that, and or a dwarf. Most dwarves just kind of innately know stuff like that.
Right.
So they have a pretty good sense of direction underground. So there is, it is a very good size estate, though. The person poured in a lot of money into it. Ace priority.
Out of our price range.
Yeah, it is. It's out of their price range too, actually.
So how can they afford it?
They were given it, but now they're gonna have to figure out how to keep it, or get rid of it.
And
But somebody
not go
held
to
on to it
jail.
for 10 years trying to sell it, and they weren't able to. So.
I wonder if Clay fell asleep yet.
I haven't heard her crying, so. Am I scratching between the shoulder blades? Thank you. I can't reach that area. So, thank you.
Go check on our kid. He's a polite, parental thing to do.
So, what do you think, Robert,
It's horrible, hideous, and deadly.
What?
of your estate that the 3 or 4 of you own together?
Hold on. I'm trying to try something. It's very,
It'll do, pig. It'll do.
it's very, Miami Vice.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I mean, it doesn't really matter to me.
It's got room in there to set up temples. It's
I
got
was
room in
just-
there for a lot of things.
Exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, I can build a temple in this. Yeah.
It's not been taken care of for a while, at least 10 years, if not a little more. So it's probably in disrepair. They are paying off, as a favor with this gift, they are paying off any back taxes and stuff that haven't been paid. So you're going in with a clean slate politically on it. Except for if there's somebody squatting there doing illegal stuff.
Oh, that won't be an issue.
So,
Yeah, we'll just kill him.
But the fact that it's in disrepair is actually a good thing, I think.
it is.
And it might not be good, but me and Zerat might there might be a friendship in the works.
I can see it. And you guys have a pet mage. Who is transmutation specialist.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I hadn't thought about it until now, but yep, now I did.
So
Yep.
you'll have to figure out a place for her to stay out there, but you definitely can make a room in there that's very arcane focused. That's why I was really hoping you guys would go with the pet mage. Which, does anybody remember if I gave her a name?
She already had a name. I can get it really quick. Hold on.
I was sick because right now her name is Mage Assistant. I forgot to write it down.
Guess I did not write it down.
I will have to watch the video. I need to edit that video this weekend, so...
Unless if it's not the town.
Oh, actually, she's not transmutation specialist. Sorry, she's a lore master. So she's all about. She's all about the knowledges.
Yeah. Well, I remember I wanted to name her. I was like, "Can we name our slave or whatever?" And they're like, "Fury has a name."
I do remember that, but I don't remember if I said her name. Because remember, she is not a combatant. She may have spells and be able to cast things, but she is definitely not a combatant.
Yeah.
Like, she's technically a level 7 wizard. So she has spells. She has some good spells. She's well studied. She has 30 hit points.
Huh. What?
Yeah, for level 7, that's not doing so hot.
No, it's not. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you guys at level 4 had more hit points.
I am just shy.
At level 4?
Yeah,
So that means at level 5 you definitely will have her beat.
yeah.
And I would technically include your ward in there. For you.
Well, that's, yeah, I suppose more or less true. Because it's not like it isn't regular. So yeah, I got her beat by like 4.
So she
think-
is a sage. with Lore Master, which means she has all the intelligence skill checks, and she's really good at them. She does know how to create some items, and she does do other things that are all non-combatant. I don't think she even has one actual... Yeah, she doesn't even have one actual combat spell, not even in cantrips. So...
Nice.
She has Prestidigitation, Mage Hand, Mending, and Message. So, she's probably never been in a fight in her life. She is purely an academic. But that can be very beneficial to have an academic mage at your estate.
Oh, absolutely.
Does anybody have access to the player's handbook or the Dungeon Master's Guide?
I don't.
No.
No. Let me grab mine then. I was mostly being lazy. If you guys had it right there, I wouldn't have to walk over, 3 feet.
All I've got is the player's handbook.
I'm so excited.
What's that?
I get 2 attacks now. I have the feat extra attack.
That is a very nice skill, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm very that.
As a character who focuses on melee, I will never have it, but I'm not that disappointed.
I think you do more damage than me do.
No, you do. You do
will
more
do
knife.
far more. If you start using your smites, which is really where Paladin's damage comes from, you're gonna have the highest damage potential of the party. You are the damage dealer in the party, Bull.
Even without smites, you do more consistent damage than I do. I think because just in general, my character is far more utility than anything else, and intended to be more of a tank than anything else as well. Which is kind of troubling sometimes because it's hard to maintain the aggro of the enemies when I am by far not their biggest concern on the battlefield.
Won't be so bad if you get the feat Sentinel.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that can't happen for a while.
No, it really can't. Well, it might actually happen easier now that you got the Headband of Intellect. Let's see.
Well, I mean, it won't hurt, because that's a nice little bit of an increase. And levels will definitely help as well, just because of the AoE damage from Green Flame Blade.
To just staff the estate there. Just to staff it. No. You would need 3 skilled hirelings and 15 unskilled hirelings or untrained hirelings. Basically maids, stuff like that. People to maintain the estate, and it will cost at least 10 gold a day.
For all of them?
For them all,
or for? Oh, okay.
So you need to figure out how to do that. Unfortunately, there's no way for it to make money as a noble estate without, other properties around that you can rent out or whatnot, which is how most nobles make their money, is by renting properties, their farmlands, what the land is producing. This land doesn't produce anything by itself, so you're going to have to figure something out with that. There is all kinds of different things you could do with it. They do have the ability to run businesses of sorts. Now, while this is technically a noble estate, it is actually greater than a noble estate. It's actually towards the size of a palace.
Well, I have an idea. Make it a brothel for only rich people, because obviously you have to be wealthy to get.
You guys could run a brothel. That is definitely an option.
I mean, we could run a brothel for fucking sailors and pirates, though. Instead of going the rich, we could go the other way. Because it's already outside the city, they could come in and approach from the south side and never even cross Seaport on the way there.
That's true.
Nobody would even know that they stopped in. unless they're like actively watching the cove, which is a definite possibility as well.
You would have to you'd have to figure out where to get your merchandise.
Which technically the same thing applies through the the idea of smuggling. Because if they're watching, then it could easily become a problem. But
prostitution isn't illegal in Seaport.
Well, that's at least that's helpful.
There's very few things that are actually quote unquote illegal. So, but there's all kinds of things you can do there. All kinds of stuff.
What is the proper like kid-friendly way to say this? Animal fights of the short clucking variety.
There's a couple spaces that would work really well for that. Just turn this into basically like a...
I mean, don't get me wrong, that would most likely piss off Biori like no other. I could start using my animal friendship spells to lure animals into the fighting pits where they are going to die.
It would also make Thorn probably upset with you.
Something tells me I wouldn't have that ability for long.
No, you really wouldn't. There is a lot of rooms in here, though. I love how it has a secret entrance for on the basement too, the waterway entrance.
Yeah.
Use that to our advantage.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I know what I would do, but I don't want to influence you guys at all because there is pretty much no end to the potential of things you could do here.
See, the downside with what I'm already thinking about right now, it's going to take a lot of money.
Yes.
As far as I know, we don't have.
Well,
like even as a collective group.
What we do, we either one have Saxon shape change into a female, and that's how we start a brothel.
Have Saxon just become the female? Be the what's your pleasure today? This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one.
And then if that doesn't work, and if he says no, then I say in a business aspect, that's like a loan.
We lost your sound, dude.
What?
You cut out as you were explaining that.
Take a loan out from Zerat, and then pay it back double.
I don't like the idea of taking a loan out from Zerat, but definitely not for double the return.
Well,
unless it's extremely long term. I mean, he'd jump at the idea, but
that's what, like, given the fact that, like, okay, like, depends, like, how much would we charge and how much we would need.
And that's if that's what you guys want to do.
Well, yeah, I'm just throwing out an option. And then
look at the size of these rooms, dude, on the second floor.
Exactly.
They're ridiculous. Like, that's 60 feet across by 25 feet across, dude. That thing is, like, bigger than most houses.
Yeah.
It's bigger than my cock.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I went out of my way to not blatantly say that word so that he wouldn't have to cut it out, and then you just do it.
Do what?
He said the word that I was specifically not saying when I was talking about the animals in the fighting pits.
Oh yeah,
that's terrible, man. Terrible.
But
you just like saying the word.
There's technically 13 very large rooms on the second floor, south side. The interesting thing about it, though, I say technically, because this one here overlooks the first floor, and this whole thing here in the second overlooks the first floor as well. So,
Right.
12. Possibly 13. And then the main floor, that on the south side, which is basically the quarters, there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh, we're done.
9,
I'm just
10,
doing
11,
leveling up and talking about what
12.
we want to
13,
get done
14
for the
rooms.
next game.
And that's not even what's in the basement. And did you see the size of the rooms in the basement?
No, I
There's
did
a
not.
lot of potential here.
There is. Sky's the limit, man. Right now, brothel, thinking small. You have multiple layers, too. So you could do on the lower layer, you could do something like what you're talking about, where people can come in and they can leave and other people aren't noticing. You can still run high society crap from upper floors.
That's true.
Like, and that's just one minimal suggestion. Minimal.
Let's start a school for the gifted, and we'll call them the X-Men. But that's copyright, so we'll call them the Z-Men.
See, I wish you guys had somebody that was actually, their first name started with C. Because that one still made me laugh from Big Bang Theory. They were named the X-Men after Charles Xavier, and the X in his name. But my name is... Oh, it just made me laugh. And I just totally spaced out his... Sheldon.
Yeah.
So I shall call you Sheldon Cooper. So after the C, I shall call you Seaman. You are my seaman.
I think they cut it out, though, before he says that.
No, they say it. You shall be my seaman. They're like, yeah, no.
Okay.
And
Where
if
was
they
I
did
at?
cut it out, it's so firmly implanted in my head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Just an FYI, the estimated, that they'll tell you the estimated cost to get it back to functional standards, aka not even furnishing it yet, just functional for the building itself, will probably cost around 10,000 gold.
Yeah,
how much
there's
do we
not
have?
like a city ordinance or something that says we have to have that done by a certain amount of time, is there?
No, but to make it livable for you guys.
Okay, yeah, because that's gonna take a little while.
Or
We
to
have to
make
get-
sure that other people don't go squatting in it while you guys are out adventuring.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too.
So you'll have to clear up whatever is there, and then figure out how to make massive amounts of money.
Hmm.
Should give you guys some fun things to think about this week.
Yeah, that's
Also,
true.
figure out which room you want to claim is yours.
Uh,
I want a room in the basement.
I was
And
gonna call the basement.
well, it's a big basement, so which
No,
side do you
no,
want?
it's not. I want the side with the secret entry.
On the top half.
Did she
So
just say the
there's all
top
kinds of
half?
places you could do, and it depends on what you guys want to do too. So
Well, most likely we're going to end up doing any number of things that are borderline illegal, if not illegal. Just realistically, it's
yeah,
probably
I
what's
do.
going to end up happening.
give me an intelligence check. I'll tell you my favorite idea. If you roll well enough.
I found the baby boy. Come on, let's go back to sleep.
Nope.
My dice rolls have been just terrible. I'm
Come
glad
on,
there
roll-
wasn't
roll a
combat
good one.
today. Good grief.
What am I doing?
Intelligence check.
Okay, hold on.
Roll it well.
I mean, I know what my first idea is.
What's your first idea?
Well, technically, you mentioned it before, smuggling. Illegal or not, the layout makes it a fantastic choice. And, again, like I've said before, I may be playing a good character, but not exactly a straight and narrow kind of good character. Like, some things I don't mind.
You said intelligence, right?
Yes. I'm also assuming, by the way, that you guys are going to hire Jan and Oli as a cook eventually.
Well, at least you rolled less than I did with a -1. God, my dice roll was terrible, though.
I'm totally rolling for Saxon because I want to tell you my idea. That's good enough.
Tell me your idea.
Honestly, one of the things you could do, and this is legal, but is still shady as hell, could run mercenaries.
Aha. This is our Themyscira, right here.
The
An army of
basement
mercenaries.
is a very appropriate size for setting up barracks down there. There is enough room on the next floor up to set up training facilities.
Yeah, that'd be. I'm game.
And that's legal. And it gives you an army you can call on.
Yay, army.
Oh, man, OOC, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Not with Saxon in charge.
Yeah, OOC, I really prefer something that's going to be a bit more predictable.
That
And
makes
less
sense.
work.
I mean, it's a fantastic idea,
Yeah, it's...
and I'd love to do it, but God, that's just, I don't know if that's a good idea right now.
It would take a while to set up. But they have been having issues with privateers attacking ships on the way in. So, anti-pirates could be another way. I mean, pirates were originally pirating other pirates to stop pirates from pirating.
Well, I mean, and besides that, theoretically, another idea would be to approach Zerat and find out whether or not he's in the market of a different method of bringing goods into and out of Seaport.
That's true.
Because this could very easily be a far more secure way of doing it, depending on what he's got in place already. And
That is a good
that
point.
would be a very regular income source.
And there's plenty of room to do that in the basement, too.
And for what it's worth, in character, I would, say that while I don't consider him to be the most trustworthy, he is reliable.
That he is. He saved your life. Well, tried to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was unnecessary, but appreciated.
So
The fuck?
So you got a lot to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
I still like
before
my
I-
idea.
Before I forget, I do have a question for you, though, Matt.
Okay.
Well, because I upped my wizard level to 4, and the character sheet took it as character level 5, and it increased my proficiency bonus. But
Yes.
aren't I not supposed to get that until I hit wizard level 5?
No, actually, proficiency bonuses is part of the multi-classing stacks. Same
Oh,
as
okay.
spells. Your spells
Okay.
will go up as if you were a 5th level caster on either side. that you
Right,
can
so
cast.
then I'll have access to 3rd levels.
Yeah.
Then regardless.
No, the sheet automatically calculates that correctly.
Yeah, it did. Okay. I had it wrong in my head.
Is that why I noticed my athletics went from an 8 to a 10?
Yep. And you have
Okay.
expertise in athletics, so you got a +1, which gives you that +2.
Yeah.
So, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm just an Olympic god when
Well,
it
you
comes
are
to
from
athletics. That's true.
So yeah, there is a lot you can do with the leveling, and it's definitely going to start becoming more of an interesting game now, especially due to Saxon.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have a question. Locate object is a spell. So pretty much, does it just tell me like where an object is that I'm looking for, or what?
I haven't read the spell all the way through. Hold on a second.
I mean, I can look it up. It's not that big a deal. I just
looked it up real quick. Describe an object. Name of an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction of the object's location. As long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you, if the object is in motion, you will know the direction of its movement.
Oh, cool.
You can. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you have seen it up close, within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, furniture, tool, or weapon. So you're like, where are the keys? Where did I leave my cell phone? The spell cannot locate an object of any through any thickness of lead, even a thin sheet. Blocks direct path between you and the object. Or if a thin sheet blocks between you and the object.
Okay.
All scrying things have that limitation. So if you ever want to make a building completely secure, you just have to line the entire building with lead, which is expensive, but lining a single room with lead is a very good idea.
Yeah. Except if they know that there's lead, then they'll be like, this room definitely has the shit that we want in it.
Yeah, or it could just be a secret place for you to go talk. It's just maybe a meeting room.
True.
Nobody can scry in there.
Yeah.
My character has one of those in the other game that I play. A lead-lined room just to keep away from scrying. Because scrying is annoying as hell. So. Alright, guys. We're going to call it here. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to text me at any point this week.
Okay.
I've given you guys plenty to think about this week, so.
Yeah.
I do have one question that, well, technically it's a question I've asked before, but now that I hit level 4 wizard and I have Warcaster, I have to ask it again. Had you made any decision whether or not, because of Warcaster, if a enemy teleports away with Misty Step, would I be able to use Thorn Whip as that opportunity attack to hit him?
As long as it's within the 30 feet of you, yes. Which I know Misty Step is technically, but if they take like 5-foot step back and then do it.
Right. But at least in that case, I would already be taking the
attack of opportunity on.
Right before they actually use it. But nope, that is totally fair.
So, yes, I will allow it because it is a unique aspect of your character. So.
Awesome.
Oh, I wish I had this spell when we were talking to Pink, just so I can be like, haha.
Which spell?
Zone of Truth.
There's workarounds for Zone of Truth. There's workarounds for everything. All right.
That's true.
I will talk to you guys later.
Yep.
Yep,
See ya.
have a
Have a
good
good
one,
night,
man.
guys.